Laudetur Jesus Christus. Praised be Jesus Christ. Welcome to all of you to this live broadcast coming to you here from St. Peter's Square for the weekly appointment of the Sunday Angelus, the noontime Angelus, to be led by Pope Francis. On today, the 18th Sunday in Ordinary Time. You can see video of St. Peter's Square and now the Apostolic Palace there, and the banner there hanging from the window where Pope Francis will appearing shortly to greet pilgrims in the square there, offer some reflections before leading the recitation of the Angelus Marian prayer, followed by greetings to all the various groups and any special words he might wish to add. It's, as you can see, a sunny and very sultry, warm and humid summer, August 1st here in the Eternal City. And the weather has been quite hot for the past few weeks, as to be expected this time of year. Pope Francis also appeared last week from the window there, overlooking the square, to lead the recitation of the Angelus. In July, he's led the Angelus every Sunday, and usually it's a time of rest for him, but as many of you will know, he's also been convalescing after his surgery on July 4th. And his appointments, in any case, were quiet for the month of July, but with the surgery, he's also been resting even more than usual. During the month of August, the Wednesday audiences are scheduled to take place. We'll be seeing that week by week, so activities begin to pick up once again. Now, from wherever you are joining us, again, whether via our Vatican media channels, YouTube, VaticanNews.va, or our Facebook Live app, a warm welcome to you all, and as well to all of you joining us through Catholic television and the Catholic Faith Network in America, Shalom Television India, EWTN Television, Shalom World Television, Salt and Light Television, and Atma Darshan Television India. A warm welcome to you, and as well as the many radio listeners throughout the world, in particular Luminous Radio India and Radio Maria Papua New Guinea, as well as those of you tuning in via web through various websites, streaming this broadcast live, or you may be watching it on demand a little later. A warm welcome to you all. Just so you're aware, the Angelus prayer can be found, the text of the prayer, by clicking on Pray with the Pope on the Angelus tab of the Vatican News portal, www.vaticannews.va, or also on the app. Any moment now, Pope Francis will be appearing from that window there you see in the Apostolic Palace. Many of the pilgrims below are gathered in some of the shady areas of the buildings nearby, where you can also see the Pope pretty easily from that area. And here, Pope Francis is now appearing at the window.
Cari fratelli e sorelle, buongiorno.
Dear brothers and sisters, good day, buongiorno. The initial scene of the Gospel in today's liturgy shows us some boats moving towards Capernaum. The crowd is going to look for Jesus. We might think that this is a very good thing. Yet the Gospel teaches us that it is not enough to seek God. We must also ask why we are seeking Him. Indeed, Jesus says, "You seek me not because you saw signs, but because you ate your fill of the loaves." The people, in fact, had witnessed the miracle of the multiplication of the loaves, but they had not grasped the meaning of that gesture. They stopped at the external miracle and material bread, just there, without going beyond about the meaning of all that.
Allora, una prima domanda che possiamo farci tutti noi. Perché cerchiamo il Signore?
And here then is the first question we can ask ourselves. Why do we seek the Lord? What are the motivations for our faith? We need to discern this, because among the many temptations there is in life, among the many temptations, there's one that we might call idolatrous temptation. It's the one that drives us to seek God for our own use, to solve our problems, to have thanks to Him what we cannot obtain on our own. But in this way, faith remains superficial, and the faith remains a sort of miraculous type of faith. We seek God to feed us, and then forget about Him when we are satiated, when we're full. At the center of this immature faith is not God, but our own needs, our own interests, many different things. It is right to present our needs to God's heart, but the Lord, who acts far beyond our expectations, wishes to live with us, first of all, in a relationship of love. And true love is disinterested. It is free. One does not love to receive a favor in return. It's not a question of interests. A second question that the crowd asks Jesus can help us. What can we do to accomplish the works of God? It's as if the people, provoked by Jesus, were asking, how can we purify our search for God? How do we go from a magical faith, which thinks only of our own needs, to a faith that pleases God? And Jesus shows the way. He answers that the work of God is to welcome the one whom the Father has sent. That is, Himself, Jesus. It's not adding religious practices or observing special precepts. It's welcoming Jesus, welcoming Him into our lives, living a story of love with Him. It is He who will purify our faith. We're not able to do this on our own. But the Lord wants a loving relationship with us. Before the things we receive and do, there is Him to love. There is a relationship with Him that goes beyond the logic of interest and calculations. This applies to
ma
God,
anche vale
but
nelle nostre
also to
relazioni
our
umane e sociali,
human and social
dove
relationships.
cerchiamo soprattutto il soddisfacimento
When we
dei
seek
nostri
first and
bisogni,
foremost the
rischiamo
satisfaction
di
of our
usare
needs,
le
we
persone
risk using
e di
people and
strumentalizzare
exploiting
le
situations
situazioni
for our
per i
own
nostri scopi.
ends.
Quante volte abbiamo sentito da una persona, ma questa usa la gente,
Sometimes we hear about people
poi
who,
si dimentica.
who might be using other
Usare le
people,
persone al proprio profitto è brutto questo.
using people for your own
È una
needs or wants
società
is
che
not good.
mette al centro gli interessi
And a society that puts
invece delle
interests
persone.
instead of
È
people
una
at its
società
center
che non genera
is a
vita.
society that
L'invito
does
del
not generate
Vangelo è
life.
questo. Piuttosto che essere
The Gospel's
preoccupati
invitation is this:
soltanto
rather
dal
than
pane
being concerned
materiale
only
che
with
ci
the
sfama,
material bread
viviamo
that
Gesù
feeds us,
come il pane della
let
vita.
us welcome Jesus
E a
as
partire
the bread
dalla
of
nostra
life.
amicizia con Lui,
And starting out from our
impariamo ad
friendship with
amarci
Him,
tra di noi
learn to love each other
con gratuità e senza calcolo.
freely and without
Amore
calculation.
gratuito e senza
Freely
calcolo,
and without calculation.
senza usare la gente,
Without using others.
con gratuità, con generosità,
With
con
freely, with
magnanimità.
generosity, with magnanimity.
Preghiamo ora la Vergine
Let us now
Santa.
pray to the
Colei che ha
Blessed Virgin Mary,
vissuto
who
la più bella storia
lived the
dell'umanità,
most beautiful story of love with
che ci
God,
doni la grazia di
that she may give us the grace to
all'incontro
open
con
ourselves
Suo Figlio.
to the encounter with her Son.
Angelus Domini, nunciavit Mariae.
E concepit de Spiritus Sancto.
Ave Maria, grazia plena, Dominus tecum, benedicta tui mulieribus et benedictus fructus ventris tui, Iesus.
Santa Maria, Mater Dei, ora pro nobis peccatoribus, nunc et in hora mortis nostre. Amen.
Ecce ancilla Domini.
Fiat mi secundum verbum tuum.
Ave Maria, grazia plena, Dominus tecum, benedicta tui mulieribus et benedictus fructus ventris tui, Iesus.
Santa Maria, Mater Dei, ora pro nobis peccatoribus, nunc et in hora mortis nostre. Amen.
Et verbum caro factum est.
Ed abitavit in nobis.
Ave Maria, grazia plena, Dominus tecum, benedicta tui mulieribus et benedictus fructus ventris tui, Iesus.
Santa Maria, Mater Dei, ora pro nobis peccatoribus, nunc et in hora mortis nostre. Amen.
Ora pro nobis, Santa Dei Genitrix.
Ut digni efficiamur promissionibus Christi.
Grazie a Tu, anque sumo Domine, mentibus nostris infunde, ut che angelo nunziante, Christi Filii Tui, incarnazione coniovium, per passione meius ad crucem, a resurrectionis gloriam perducamur, per Christum Dominum nostrum.
Amen.
Gloria Patri et Filio et Spiritui Sancto.
Sic ut erat in principio et nunc et semper, et in saecula saeculorum. Amen.
Gloria Patri et Filio et Spiritui Sancto.
Sic ut erat in principio et nunc et semper, et in saecula saeculorum. Amen.
Gloria Patri et Filio et Spiritui Sancto.
Sic ut erat in principio et nunc et semper, et in saecula saeculorum. Amen.
Pro fidelibus defuntis, requiem aeternam dona eis Domine.
Et lux perpetua luceat eis.
Requiescant in pace.
Amen.
Sit nomen Domini benedictum.
Ex nunc et usque in saeculum.
Aiutorium nostrum in nomine Domini.
Qui feci caelum et terram.
Benedicat vos, omnipotens Deus, Pater, et Filius, et Spiritus Sanctus.
Amen.
Amen. Cari fratelli e sorelle, rivolgo di cuore il mio saluto a tutti voi, fedeli di Roma e
Dear brothers and sisters, I greet
diversi paesi.
all of you pilgrims from Rome and other countries.
In particolare, anche questa domenica ho la gioia di salutare vari gruppi di giovani.
And I'm happy to greet
quelli di
various
Zoppola,
groups of young people here in the square, present here from various dioceses
che hanno
throughout
percorso in
Italy.
bicicletta la via Francigena da Orvieto a Roma. Quelli del campo itinerante organizzato a Roma dalle suore discepole del Divin Maestro.
Pope Francis greeting the various groups from different parts of Italy, of young people.
I ragazzi e gli educatori del gruppo Dopo di Noi di Villa Iris di Grandi Sciuta di Varmo, provincia di Udine. E vedo alcune bandiere peruviane.
Pope Francis noting the Peruvian flag in the square, and he's greeting the Peruvians and noting that they have a new president, and may the Lord bless your country always. I wish you all a good Sunday and a peaceful month of August. It's very hot, but let's hope it's peaceful and serene. And please remember to pray for me. Have a good lunch and hope to see you soon. And Pope Francis waving to the crowds in a very hot St. Peter's Square, simply greeting the various groups present: Rome, Bologna, Udine, parts of Italy, and a Peruvian group there in the square. Wishing everyone a quiet and peaceful August, and I wish you the same. Thank you for joining us here for this live broadcast of the Noonday Angelus on this Sunday here in St. Peter's Square. Please visit the Vatican Web News portal for the full text of the Holy Father's words, as well as on Facebook, and you can watch this video again on YouTube, Facebook, and via the Vatican News web portal. On behalf of Vatican Media, I'd like to also thank all of our technical crew who made this broadcast possible. And of course, we'd like to thank you for joining us. A blessed Sunday to you all. Laudetur Jesus Christus.